Most guys think attraction is all about looks, money, or smooth lines, but that's not the full picture. The truth is, women respond much more to psychological cues than most men realize. You can have average looks and a regular job and still make a woman think about you constantly, if you know how to trigger the right switches in her mind. Attraction isn't random. It's not luck or magic when the stars align. It's driven by emotion, perception, and subtle influence. When you learn to use certain psychological triggers, you flip the dynamic completely. You stop chasing, and women start paying attention. They lean in, get curious, and eventually can't stop thinking about you. This isn't about manipulation or trickery. It's about awareness, knowing what truly grabs a woman's emotional attention and makes her feel something different from most guys. Because let's be honest, most guys blend in, follow the same script, and women get bored. What I'm sharing here is a smarter, subtler, and more powerful approach. Once you understand it, you'll never look at dating or attraction the same way again. This isn't about trying harder, it's about knowing better. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, glad to have you. If you've been around, you know we keep it simple, real, and practical. In today's video, we're breaking down 7 female psychological tricks that, when used right, can make a woman seriously obsessed with you. These aren't pickup lines or weird routines. These are psychological triggers based on how attraction that actually works for women, what pulls them in, keeps them hooked, and makes you stand out without trying too hard. If you're ready to understand what most men never figure out, you're in the right place. 1. The power of unpredictability. One of the fastest ways to grab and keep a woman's attention is by being unpredictable, not in a chaotic or confusing way, but in a way that keeps things interesting. When she doesn't always know what to expect from you, her mind stays engaged. She thinks about you more and wonders what you'll say or do next. That curiosity is addictive. The problem is, a lot of guys fall into the trap of being way too predictable. They text at the same time every day, talk about the same things, and stick to the same routine. It feels safe, but it gets boring fast. When everything becomes expected, there's nothing left for her to figure out or look forward to. Think about how most guys handle texting. Always quick to reply, always available, always eager. It might seem like the right move, but it makes you feel overly familiar, like a guy she's already figured out. Once that happens, the emotional spark starts to fade. Unpredictability changes everything. It makes her pay closer attention. Maybe one day you send a voice note instead of a text, or you switch up your tone, sometimes playful, sometimes serious. Maybe you take a little longer to respond, not to play games, but because you're not glued to your phone. It shows you to have your own rhythm and your own life, and that's attractive. There was this guy who met a woman through mutual friends. Their first few conversations were casual and fun, but he didn't act like he was trying to win her over. He'd show interest, then pull back a little. Sometimes he'd text first, other times he'd wait. When they hung out, he'd mix it up one night, grabbing drinks. The next, taking her to a bookstore. He'd crack jokes one moment and shift into a deeper conversation the next, without warning. She never quite knew what was coming, and that kept her thinking about him when he wasn't around. The key is balance. You don't want to be random or hard to follow, you want to be dynamic. Keep her on her toes just enough to stay mentally and emotionally engaged. That's where the obsession starts. Not because you're trying too hard, but because you've created space for her curiosity to grow. Predictability feels safe, but it rarely excites. Unpredictability adds edge, and when a woman feels like there's more to discover about you, she'll keep coming back for more. 2. Creating emotional contrast. If you want a woman to get hooked on you, you need to create emotional contrast. This means taking her through a range of feelings when she's around you: playful, serious, calm, excited. That shift in energy creates something memorable. When a woman experiences different emotions with a guy, she starts to associate him with intensity, depth, and connection. Even if the conversations are casual, most guys stick to one emotional tone. Maybe they're funny and lighthearted and that's all they show, or they're calm and laid back but never push into anything deeper. The problem is, when you stay stuck in one emotional gear, she quickly labels you. He's the funny guy, he's chill, but I don't feel anything intense with him. And once she puts you in that mental box, it's hard to break out. Creating emotional contrast pulls you out of that. One moment you joke around and tease her, the next you shift into something more grounded. Maybe you open up a little, share a real opinion, or talk about something meaningful. That back and forth movement keeps her emotionally engaged and makes her feel like there's more to you than what's on the surface. This doesn't mean being moody or fake. You're not pretending to be something you're not. You're just letting different sides of your personality show. Women respond strongly to this because it mirrors the emotional complexity they feel. When you create those shifts in interaction, it builds a stronger connection. We feel like she's experiencing you, not just talking to you. It's also about keeping the emotional tone from going flat. If everything is smooth and predictable, there's no spike in how she feels. And if there's no emotional spike, there's nothing for her brain to hold on to. Emotions create memory. When she laughs hard one minute, then finds herself caught off guard by a deeper moment the next that stays with her. That's what she thinks about later when she's alone. A lot of guys avoid emotional contrast because they don't want to rock the boat. They want everything to feel safe and easy. But safe and easy doesn't spark deep interest. It doesn't make a woman feel something powerful. You have to be willing to switch gears, bring some fun, bring some depth, challenge her a little, then make her laugh again. That's what creates the kind of connection she can't stop thinking about. 3. Show that you have standards. One of the most attractive things a man can do is show that he has standards, not just for relationships, but for everything: how you carry yourself, how you spend your time, how you respond to people. These send strong signals, and women pick up on them fast. A lot of guys try to impress women by being overly agreeable. They nod along to everything she says, laugh at jokes that aren't funny, and go with the flow even when they don't really want to. They think this makes them more likable, but it actually makes them look passive and easy to win over. When a woman feels like she doesn't have to earn your interest, it lowers your value in her eyes. She might like the attention at first, but over time it becomes less exciting. On the other hand, when she sees you don't say yes to everything, that you have boundaries, opinions, and your own pace, it changes how she sees you. Having standards doesn't mean being harsh or judgmental. It means you're not afraid to walk away from what doesn't align with you. You don't chase just because she's attractive. You listen, observe, and decide based on what you want, not just what she expects. Women respect men who respect themselves. When you set the tone, they follow it. Being clear about how you want to be treated, the energy you allow, and what behavior turns you off sends a powerful message. You're selective, not desperate. That creates a sense of challenge, not childish, but one that makes her step up. She wants to meet your standard, not just easily get your time or interest. That subtle shift makes her more invested. She starts caring about how she shows up around you, and that's when real attraction builds. So ask yourself, do you have standards, or do you just go with whatever happens? Are you intentional about who gets your energy? If not, you're leaving value on the table. The moment you show a woman you won't say yes to just anyone is the moment she starts seeing you differently. That's when you stop being just another guy and become someone worth pursuing. 4. Make her feel seen, not just complimented. Most guys think compliments are the way to win a woman over. Sure, compliments feel good, everyone likes to be appreciated. But if all you do is tell her she's pretty or hot, you're not really standing out. You're doing what every other guy does. What really makes an impact is making her feel seen. That means noticing the little things others overlook. It's not flattery, it's awareness. When a woman feels you notice who she is beyond looks, that sticks with her. Here's the difference. Telling her she has nice eyes is a compliment. Noticing how she lights up when talking about something she cares about is making her feel seen. One is surface level, the other makes her feel understood. Most men stay surface level because it's easier. They comment on looks, outfits, or voice, but women hear that all the time. What they rarely hear is someone recognizing their unique energy, vibe, or way of thinking. When you do that, it hits differently and cuts through the noise. You don't have to go deep every time. But when you do give attention, make it personal and specific. Show her you actually listen and aren't just reacting to appearance. You're connecting to how she makes you feel. That kind of attention builds attraction in ways most men don't understand. It also builds trust. When a woman feels seen, she wants to open up more, feels comfortable, and lowers her guard. That's when the connection shifts from casual to meaningful, and she starts craving it. This doesn't take special skill, just slow down and pay attention. Watch how she carries herself, listen to what and how she says things. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Tune in, respond to the person, not just the appearance. Compliments are easy, but making someone feel truly seen takes effort, and that effort makes you different and memorable. When you show a woman you see her in a way others don't, she won't forget it. She'll keep coming back to that feeling and to you. 5. Stay calm under pressure. One of the most attractive traits a man can show is calmness, especially when things don't go as planned. Life throws challenges at you: stress, delays, awkward moments, unexpected tension. How you react in those moments says a lot about who you are. Women notice when you stay calm under pressure because it signals control. It shows confidence without you having to say a word. It tells her you're not easily shaken, that you can handle yourself, and more importantly, that you can handle situations with her no matter what's happening around you. Think about when plans fall through. Maybe you were supposed to meet someone for dinner and the place is closed. Most guys would scramble, get frustrated, try to fix things quickly. But imagine a guy who just shrugs, laughs it off, and says, "All right, let's figure something else out." That calm energy shifts the whole vibe. Suddenly, what could have been stressful turns light and easy. That's the kind of energy people want to be around. It's not just big moments either. Even small things like waiting too long for food, dealing with someone rude, or being stuck in traffic reveal how grounded you are. Staying cool and collected creates stability, and stability is attractive. Women feel safer around a guy who doesn't get thrown off easily. It's not just physical safety, it's emotional safety too. When she sees you're not reactive, don't panic, and don't take things personally. It puts her at ease. She feels she can relax around you. This doesn't mean being emotionless or passive. You can feel things, but you don't let emotions control you. You stay in charge of your energy. You move with intention. You respond, don't react. That kind of calm presence makes you stand out in a world full of stress and distractions. Being grounded is rare. When a woman meets a guy who isn't easily rattled, it catches her attention. She may not explain why, but she'll feel it. So next time something doesn't go smoothly, pay attention to your response. Stay relaxed, breathe, keep your tone steady. When you show control of yourself, everything else falls into place, and she'll remember how she felt around you, steady, safe, and drawn in. 6. Be comfortable with silence. Most guys feel the need to keep the conversation going non-stop. They panic when there's a pause, rushing to fill every quiet moment with words to avoid awkwardness. But here's the truth. Silence isn't a problem. Used right, it actually builds attraction. Being comfortable with silence shows confidence. It means you're not nervous, not desperate for approval, and not trying to impress. You're just relaxed and present. That calm energy says, "I don't need to force anything." Women pick up on that. When you're okay with silence, they feel it. It gives a moment space to breathe. Lets tension build in a good way, and you're not crowding the moment with words. You're letting the connection speak for itself. On the flip side, not handling silence well sends a message of discomfort or insecurity. Constant talking can feel like overcompensation or nervous energy, which kills the vibe. Attraction isn't built on non-stop chatter. It's built on energy, timing, and how you make her feel in your presence. Silence also lets you observe. You can tune into her body language, tone, and reactions more closely. When you do speak, your words carry weight because you're not just filling space, you are communicating with intention. Silence also creates curiosity. When you don't always explain yourself or react right away, you become a little mysterious. She wonders what you're thinking, and that subtle unpredictability draws her in. This isn't about playing games. It's about not giving everything away immediately. Being comfortable with silence doesn't mean being cold or distant. You're still engaged and present, just not rushing things. You're okay with letting the connection unfold naturally. That quiet confidence says far more than words could. Most importantly, it makes her feel something real. When she can sit with you in silence and it feels good, not awkward or forced, that's when real connection builds. It's rare and it stands out. So don't stress every pause. Don't feel like you have to fill every second with talk. Let there be space. Let her come to you. Being at ease with quiet moments shows strength and draws her in without you saying a word. 7. Stop seeking her validation. One of the quickest ways to kill attraction is by constantly seeking a woman's approval. Many guys do this without even realizing it. They shape their words, actions, and even their personalities around what they think will make her like them. They're always checking her reactions, looking for signs they're doing the right thing. This comes off as needy, even if that's not the intention. Here's the truth. If you're trying to get a woman to like you more than you're focused on being a man you respect, you're already off track. The more you try to win her over, the more you give up your own value. The more you chase her approval, the less she feels drawn to you. Women aren't attracted to men who look to them for a sense of worth. They're attracted to men who already know their worth and act like it. This doesn't mean being arrogant or acting like you don't care. It means being grounded, knowing who you are, and being okay with not always getting a certain reaction. Because attraction doesn't grow from being perfect. It grows from being real and standing solid in who you are. Some guys need to wake up to this. You might not realize how often you adjust your behavior just to get a positive response. Maybe you avoid disagreeing with her. Maybe you overtext because you want to keep her interested. Maybe you try too hard to come off as cool, successful, or smooth. All of that comes from trying to earn her validation instead of acting from a place of self-respect. If you want to be the kind of man women are naturally drawn to, stop waiting for approval and start living like someone who doesn't need it. Speak your mind. Set your boundaries. Say no when something doesn't feel right. Let her see you're not afraid to walk away if the energy isn't right. That's not cold. That's confident. That's leadership. Attraction happens when she feels your strength without you having to show off. When she sees your mood doesn't rise or fall based on her response. That's what gives you presence. That's what creates the pull she can't explain. So, look at how you've been showing up. Are you looking for validation or living by your own standard? Are you trying to be liked or being someone worth respecting? This mindset shift changes everything. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop performing and start leading. When you move like that, she doesn't just like you, she feels you. At the end of the day, attraction isn't about chasing, impressing, or playing games. It's about carrying yourself in a way that naturally pulls women in. And the truth is, women aren't obsessed with nice guys. They're obsessed with men who know who they are and move with purpose. That's what creates real presence. That's what sticks in her mind long after you're gone. What we talked about here isn't complicated, but it does require awareness. It requires honesty with yourself. Are you showing up as a man with standards? Are you staying calm, grounded, and confident when it counts? Are you building emotional connection or just reacting to whatever comes your way? These aren't tricks, they're ways of thinking and acting that set you apart from the crowd. Most men never take the time to understand this. You do one that already puts you ahead. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Which of these points hit hardest for you? Have you noticed any of these working or backfiring in your own experiences? Drop a comment, I'll be down there reading and replying. This isn't just about throwing advice out there. It's about building a space where we can learn and level up together. If you found value here, stick around, there's more coming. But for now, think about what you just heard. And, more importantly, start living it.